You are inside the studio with Powertex. Welcome to the Mixed Media podcast for artists, crafters, and adventurous creators. This podcast is for you if your creativity cannot be defined by any label, and where the only limit here is your imagination. I'm Michelle Brewer, Creative Director at Powertex UK. Now let's talk all things Powertex, mixed media, and creativity. Good morning. You are inside the studio with me, and today I'm going to talk about the Creative Hub that I'm setting up. So I couldn't work out whether to say I'm setting it up or it has set up, because it's there, it's existing. So our headquarters for Powertex UK are affectionately known as Tex Towers. We call it Tex Towers. We moved to the most beautiful building. It's the old county court in Redditch Town Centre in the West Midlands. So we're right on the border of Warwickshire and Worcestershire, which is fabulous and perfectly placed. We're in a great place. And we're in the Redditch Town Centre, so we're right next to a walking distance, like a 2-minute stroll from Redditch train station. And we're not inside the mall, inside the town centre. We're in a beautiful old former county court building, which is just outside the shopping centre, but within the town centre itself. So in a great position. And I just fell madly in love with this building. So as we have grown as a business, we needed to take on more space, not just for storage. I didn't want to just grow into a space as a product company. I also wanted to develop our creative community side, because online we have an amazing community. It's a global community and it's very beautiful. I love it. But how does that translate in real life if we don't have an actual physical space? So that was partly my reasoning for moving into a building like that. And I remember I was going round with some agents looking for the right property. And I'd been to visit a few. And I was just awful. My vague description to the agents was it's got to be big enough to fit all the products in, which, fair enough. And I can't have the products going upstairs because they're so heavy. I don't want to be lugging them up and downstairs. And it's got to be beautiful. It's got to feel good. I want to walk into the space and think, yes, I want to start creating. So that was it. And I think that sounds perfectly obvious what I want, but the agents found it a challenge. In fact, it was such a challenge. They passed me round until I was given to a brand new agent. He was new to the job. He was perfect. He was as enthusiastic as me, and he got it straight away. He knew what I was talking about. So he said to me about the county court, and I kind of knew the building because I'd been there, and it had a brief stint as a community cafe, and I had visited there. I think they did a Halloween cupcake making thing, so taking their children. And I just said, no, I don't think that's the place. Anyway, he talked me into visiting, and I met him there. And as soon as I walked in the doors, I knew it was the one. And James, the agent, was called. James was very smug because he knew that this would be the right place. I'm waffling. This isn't what I was meant to be talking about. Anyway, so then we moved in, and it's just taken me a while to get up and running because I had a few things happen in my life. And now, so the business has carried on running, but the Creative Hub side has had to take a back seat. But now, here we are, new year, and I've hit the ground running. Really excited to start welcoming other creatives into this space. So we have downstairs an enormous studio space, and it's got, I think, big, beautiful windows that I think every studio should have. You should have windows to look out of and lots of natural light. And it's on the ground floor. It's fully accessible. It's a lovely, huge space. But I feel like we are more than just the workshops I can offer. I want other people. I would like other people to offer their workshops. So we have a whole variety to choose from. In fact, we've started already. No sooner had I put this out into the universe that I would like to invite other people, then this has started. So I have other creatives, and everyone is welcome coming to run their workshops in our beautiful studio space, which is amazing. We had just last week a botanical casting workshop, which was so much fun. So that's very different to anything that I normally do. So I will be doing some painting and offering painting workshops, as well as sculpture workshops, mixed media, all sorts of creative. I, of course, run tutor training, but there is lots more coming. So we'll have some mini daytime workshops. We'll have courses for evening. For those of you that want to take their creativity further, and you don't just want to come along and do a mindful painting and follow step-by-step instructions, we have got the space now for people to come along and really explore their creativity and become experimental in their painting. Because A, we have the space, B, we have so many gorgeous materials. I think that's something when I struggle to say artist, because people, if I label you as an artist, then you might get a bit weird about it and say, oh no, I'm not, I'm just an amateur. or you have another label for yourself. But let's say when we're a creative, one of the things that can really hold us back is the space at home to create bigger pieces. And access to materials, because it's expensive buying all the materials. So I very much wanted to create a space for people to come along and then start experimenting. You might have seen it on the internet when people are making textured art or creating abstracts with organic materials or things we find around. It says things we find around the home, and then they go and get out something, of course, we don't have at home, some beautiful sands or whatever. But I have all of those things. So I'm excited to share the space for people that maybe want to explore their art further away from the traditional acrylics or watercolours and oil paintings. So of course those classes are welcome, and I very much enjoy teaching those, but I wanted to do something different. And the same for my children's classes as well. So the children's classes are going to make a return. They're going to be on a Saturday morning once a month, just once a month, and then maybe in the holidays, if there's the demand for it, I will offer a fun children's workshop in the holidays too. I really, really enjoy those. They're good fun. But in the same way for adults, it's a struggle if you don't have the materials or the space. The same applies for children. Quite often, they can be really messy creatives, and you don't always have the space or actually the desire to have that level of creative freedom going on at home. That's where the studio comes in. Now, as well as the studio space and all of the workshops and classes, I can't wait to start sharing with you. They're coming. They're going to be up and running. And the trouble there is limiting myself and being like, actually, Michelle, you can't run 7 classes a day because I want to do all the things. And I know you want to do all the things. We also have the whole of the first floor of the building, which is an amazing space divided into smaller studios. So I have the space now for 2 artists in residence. And these are really suitable, what I'm looking for. I've had many inquiries actually from a whole range of people, but I want to just hold out for a creative person. I don't just want to have a business running up there that maybe be related to the arts and crafts industry. So this isn't about just sharing the space with anyone. This is about sharing the space within our creative community. So I have 2 studios upstairs that are completely independent. They can be locked. So if you are ready, this is how I envisage it. They are perfect for someone who has outgrown their home space. Maybe they're creating a home or they have a home studio and are ready or working off the kitchen table, and they are ready to move their business to the next stage. But they're not quite ready to take on a whole county court building. There's definitely a step in between. And I know from my own personal experience that was missing for me. So when I was creating from my home studio, so I was creating from the kitchen table, then I built the studio in the garden. I'm really lucky that I had the space to do that. Not everyone does. And then the next step before going into a huge building was not available to me. What I needed was an in-between step. So I needed there's lots of rooms and offices that you can rent. There's hot desking. There's all those kinds of things. But I think as a creative, you need to be around other creatives. You need to be in a space where you can feel inspired and people understand what you're doing. And maybe you can bounce some ideas off and they can listen to you. Maybe you're selling your art, or you are looking for a quiet space that you can meet clients in. And that needs to be professional. You might not be comfortable taking people to your home space. So this is ideal for you because, it's professional, it looks good, and you're surrounded by other creatives. There's not millions of people. It's not super busy. If you take on one of those spaces, you also have the option to use our studio space at any time to suit you, anytime it's free, to run your own workshops as well. Outside of your little studio, you can come down into the big studio. So I'm quite excited about that. And I wanted to just share that this morning on the podcast. The thing is, I welcome some input from you. I would love your feedback. What are your thoughts on a creative space? And I emphasize here, this is not just for local people. You don't have to live in Redditch to take advantage of this space. So I have somebody coming from Blackburn, all the way from Blackburn. So that's a good couple of hours away on a good run from me to run a workshop. So that opens the audience for other people. You might live far away, but maybe you have a presence online and you are asked by people to run workshops nearer to them. Finding a venue is very difficult. I understand this. So I have the venue. Let me solve that solution for you. I have the venue. So maybe you'd like to come and run workshops here. And I've got another lady in London who I'm hoping is going to come and run a workshop soon. We've been in talks already. So they're people from outside. I just wanted to give you an idea. So London's a good couple of hours away from us. We're in the middle of the UK. I'm very close to Meriden, which is the most central point in the UK. So we're really centrally based. Birmingham is just a short 15-minute trip away. We are so easy to get to and accessible. We have lots of hotels around us if you are coming from far away and wanted to stay, within walking distance as well of the venue. And I always say walking distance, bearing in mind that some people may have mobility issues and struggle to walk. It's close enough for everybody. It's on a little hill though. I never noticed the hill, but sometimes people come and say, oh, that was a big hill, Michelle. It looks flat to me. That I did live in the mountains though, so maybe that's it. But I'd love your feedback. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What does a creative hub need to be? So I don't want this to just be the creative hub of Redditch or Worcestershire and Warwickshire or even the Midlands. Let's make this the creative hub in the UK. Wouldn't that be an amazing thing? Then maybe we have to take on all the county courts. So the building is gorgeous. I know myself, I get the feeling when I walk in, oh, yes, I want to start creating here. I'm excited to create. And I know because I have run workshops here and we've also, I've had other people come in and run workshops. That's the feeling that everybody gets. So now 2025 is the time to share, ready to share the space. So let me know if you are interested in our workshops, what you'd like to see, whether you want to run a workshop, let me know. And also, if you want to apply to be one of our artists in residence. So we have only 2 slots for those. That wasn't quite what I planned to talk about this week, but I'm really excited. I couldn't hold it in any longer. So that's what we're talking about. I've got more exciting things to share, new things this week. So please try and catch me on Powertex Unleashed on Thursday in the Facebook group, the Powertex Studio. I just forgot its name then. So that's at 11 a.m. Thursday morning in the Powertex Studio on Facebook. Okay, have a fantastic week and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.